Next up in the Alfred Hitchcock The Beginning set is 1930s Juno and the Paycock, adapted from a play again, which is several times Hitchcock has done this. This is a kind of tragic comedy about an Irish family during the Revolution as they just kind of make ends meet, and you kind of meet them at the start, and it's so quick dialogue, they're so snippy with each other, they're so funny with their comments, with the situations, with the way they speak to each other, and it's quite prevalent. This is a family on the breadline, struggling to kind of get by. They've got a patriarchal figure who just seems to be work shy, refusing to get a job, and you kind of have this dynamic as we meet all the characters at the start, and for the most part it's kind of based within the one house.
Shovel? Well, you do more work with a knife and fork than ever you'll do with a shovel. If there was ever a genuine job going, you'd be the other way about.
We kind of focus on our main characters of Captain Boyle and Maisie. Captain Boyle is just one of those characters that's just so funny. He has been at sea maybe once, but keeps telling these elaborate stories of things that just never happened. And like I said, this does not want to get a job. And things take a turn for these two characters when all of a sudden they realise they're going to inherit a lot of money. Cha-ching. Their world has changed in an instant, and they are going to live it up. They start spending, they start creating a better lifestyle for themselves. They're just living life to the max.
Yes, we'll take that one, Mr. Hogan.
Very good. That'll be £1 down and 3 to be paid at 2 shillings a week.
And that's reasonable enough.
Aye, faith it is indeed. Now, just let me see. That's £22.11 for the whole lot, Mrs. Boyle, including the furniture and the curtains sent this morning.
Well, we'll be getting the money next week, and then we'll start paying you off.
And for Captain, he just doesn't need to work now, which is the best case scenario. But all the way through this, there is a bunch of characters that come in and out of the story that we really kind of meet. There is the political aspect that's so faint within this, but was partly more prevalent within the actual play, where you have one of the sons who's lost an arm because of his militant actions, and there is also the weight of basically PTSD that is weighing on him throughout the film. And it has this really interesting tone where it can be slapsticky comedy one moment and then move into this kind of really dark political sentiment and then quickly just move away again. Or it just has all these kind of fluctuating parts that really put you in the back foot while watching it, you know. And I kind of like when you do that, where you're laughing one minute and then just shocked into realisation the next and back.
What did the doctor say about Mary?
Sit down, Jack. I've something to say to you. Shut the door and sit down here.
And although it gets to a kind of tragic finale, this film, it was one where I kind of loved the characters. I loved the situations. I loved the rhetoric that they were spouting at certain points, particularly Captain as the main character. Although there are many other characters in this, he was definitely the one that's front and centre, definitely one that's larger than life, that just is somebody I know. Like, I look at this kind of Captain, and I've seen people like this throughout their life where they want to ease through life and they just want to have a good time. And if that means just creating the wildest of stories, then that's just fine, because, you know, it gets him a free drink, he gets to be centre of attention, and then just move on. There's no consequences. It's a character without consequences, although at the end of the film, consequences are going to hit these people a lot.
Everyone calling you Captain. And you only once on the water in an old boat from here to Liverpool. Why, anyone to look at you or to listen to you would take you for a second Christopher Columbus.
I really like how we have this one location for most of the film, and how people come in and out, and we kind of know the geography of it, and how the sounds off stage kind of lead into this. You can tell there is an adaptation of a play because of the way it's kind of directed and set up. There's no choice made to really expand the world here, which I don't mind, because the characters are so bright and enjoyable that I'm happy to have them constantly invade this space. But being trapped within the confines of this room allows us to see the family at their most honest or at their most deceptive to see how other people come in and change that dynamic. I really kind of liked this one. It was a little bit different. The way it goes from that slapsticky comedy into tragedy was just like shocking at times, but it kind of made the film a little bit more edgy for me, because I was always on my seat of when it was going to go back to sort of bleakness. But yeah, another kind of fun one in this set, and something very different for Hitchcock. Let's have a look at the extras on this disc. Here we are in the disc for Juno and the Paycock. Let's go to the bonus features. First up, we have Hitch and the Irish Players, an interview with Charles Barr, which runs at 15 minutes 38 seconds, talking about how Hitch wanted to do something different after Blackmail, was looking at another play, but ultimately went for this one, which spoke to him. We have Hitchcock Truffaut archival audio interview excerpt again. This one is 3 minutes 44, where he just talks about the cast of Juno and the Paycock. There is, of course, a stills gallery as well, and that's the extras for the film. Here we have it, Juno and the Paycock. I'd love to know what you think of this one. Was it something you enjoyed? Didn't? Have you seen it before? Are you interested in checking it out? Have you seen other adaptations of this? How did it mark up to that? Let me know in the comment box below. As always, there is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to Patreon, membership program, mandyfilm.com. Always in which you can support me. Thanks for watching. See you next time.